most of Level Esports so far in 2023. We'll be opening up this matchup on Field Goal for some Brawl action. We saw earlier today when Field Goal was played that we had a lot of throwers being banned out. They can be quite pesky on those side lanes, but I'm curious to see what sort of approach we'll see here from our teams, as the predictions at home seem to be very much even. 50% for Level Up Esports, 50% for Leave No Witness.
As much as I like agreeing with the community, I think this is much more Leave No Witness sided than that poll does just say. I'd give it maybe 65-70 to Leave No Witness rather than that 50-50, but nonetheless, the community has spoken. Bans are in. We're on Field Goal, Crow, Max, and Stu bans from Level Esports. Leave No Witness going to get rid of the triple thrower, the Willow, Barley, and Dynamite, and I honestly can't blame them for this one either. They're kind of just getting rid of all the throwers and playing that kind of mid-range comp, I'd imagine, with this Nita first pick.
Yeah, I don't mind the Nita here at all, especially once the throwers are out of the mix. Like, they would be the real problem for Nita. So it seems like everything is very much going according to plan for Leave No Witness, at least in the early stages of this draft. Level Esports, sorry, have opportunities here to change things a little bit with 2 picks in a row. They did go for the bans of Crow, Max, and Stu, heavy mobility brawlers. And they'll go Shelly as their first pick, and I mean, I couldn't agree more with it. Shelly's in a great place at the moment, and I'm sure that on the lanes on this map, it can do tons of damage.
Yeah, I agree. It's just when that Nita bear's in its face, faux fur activated, it can struggle that little bit. But Gus, I think, is a wonderful selection from Level Esports again. The Shelly and the Gus combination, give a shield to the Shelly and let her go aggressive, especially with the movement speed. She's not going to be getting hit as much, so it's nice to see that little pairing. Leave No Witness back to them. Have got 2 picks in a row now and be heading back to Level Esports for that last pick afterwards. You kind of got to expect Leave No Witness to stay to this kind of ranged approach, because now that they've got the Shelly, you can't expect tanks to be coming in. So that mid-range, long-range approach, they're going to need a mid here as well. Wouldn't surprise me if they gravitate towards a B or something like that. They're going to go for the Meg, though. They're going to go for a Meg. I'm not sure how I feel about that, Teddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It wouldn't really be my go-to, but I mean, it's not exactly a risky pick either. I just feel like there's a lot of better options available as of right now. B is still open as well, and I feel like could do a terrific job down in the mid. But I think the Meg would be played mid, so we would probably end up seeing a lane pick. There's still plenty of options available as well if they desperately want to go for a thrower. I was going to say there could always be Sprout, but they'll go for the Spike instead, and I don't mind it per se. It's, you know, not a brawler that has the most weaknesses, except for the fact that it isn't exactly the most tanky. So if you can hit your shots and potentially with some more aggressive brawlers get up close, even though you do take a lot of damage against a Spike, you'll be able to pretty much ensure the trade at least. And they'll go Buzz, which is a bit daring into a Spike, but honestly, not the end of the world either. If you have your stun, the Spike is going to be stunned. He's going to go down. He will hit you hard, but he's going down no matter what.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the Superstition's back as well. The Loco's got the shades on, and they're winning shades. Every time he wears those, they seem to do well, I will say. But he had that little flat cap on first. Now the shades are back on. I expect big things. I'll Leave No Witness. Obviously, the Buzz is going to be a great, great last pick, as you have just said. But I will say at the same time, not the best matchups on the lanes. Your Spike can keep him at a range. And if he can keep him at a range, it's going to be good. Lifeplank can tank that, and obviously the Bruce Bear can tank that grab as well with the Nita.
Yeah, well, so far he's going to be facing Loco on the right-hand side, and he's able to get a nice little bit of supercharge already from keeping the Nita in range. There's a heal up also available near the Nita, and the shield is going to be popped. Jeremy, low HP, gets the heal, gets the follow-up. That's going to be a nice double kill, and he even gets a bit of his super back after that. A stun slots it in, and an incredibly quick goal here already for Level Esports.
Yeah, it's a really, really good start for Level Esports. Portok's going to throw down that super on the right-hand side. Alonso trying to push this ball forward to Loco, who can't be too far away from a Bears. There it is now, and that should be a big, big, great tank from him as well. Faux fur was popped, the swing, and Todd's going to get knocked back as well. Leave No Witness going to even things out very, very fast after Level Esports came out the gate swinging.
Yeah, nicely turned around here by Leave No Witness. Is that going to be enough, as Level Esports do have that Shelly super at hand as well. Loco trying to close the gas. Nice slow from Pordogs, but no opportunity really to capitalize and reset the heals here. They'll be able to get out of that defensive position pretty much unscathed. Todd on the left-hand side, looking to push up, maybe catch the Nita off guard with that super, but so far taking his time and not rushing things. Eventually goes for the super, follow-up gadget as well, trying to get that kill, but not able to get that final connection in time.
Yeah, he's using that shell shock as well, so won't be seeing any band-aid coming off him, and with no clay pigeons left now, he is going to start struggling, but Jeremy's going to go in, and he might not even need another one, as they are in an aggressive position. Loco's going to need another bear soon as well, gets the heal off that Ghost, and Portox just surviving and out a little bit longer as well, gets a heal off that life plant, and Jeremy being healed up over the right-hand side with super. It's a dangerous thing to be looking at.
Yeah, pretty good stuff here from Level Esports, but eventually their push kind of deflates, and leaving the witness now is a shot at doing some damage near that goal area. Alonso is going to get jumped by Jeremy, but the trade is there. Bull close to that red goal, but not quite close enough to score it, as they really don't have the positioning to capitalize. Instead, leaving the witness was a bit of a counter-offensive. No, Jeremy does have pull that could be dangerous if he finds a target. He's showing that he has it, goes for the stun, only finds one. The follow-up stun does find both, but Alonso survives and finds Todd in the process. A 2v1 now against Weepy, but Alonso can't quite get a hold of the ball. And this is looking like it's going to be a very defensive early overtime here for Level Esports.
Yeah, Alonso gets that mech as well. Loco throwing that bear forward still. I don't think he's actually got a faux fur left, but gets slowed down by the shell shock. Great heals from him there towards the bear, but the Gust shield going to be placed directly on Shelly. Nice super forward from Jeremy there as well, but doesn't get any of the heals off. Todd getting the double heal up from those Gust ghosts, but Weepy's quite low. Loco is looking to aggress him, but it looks like they're just going to start from square one yet again.
Todd trying to dodge the curveball. Dodges the first, but not quite the second. This time around a bit better, but he does get hit by Alonso. Feeds that mech super, and that should be enough at least to prevent Leave No Witness from taking a goal, but maybe they can even find one of their own. Jeremy is going to miss the pull. There's a super from Alonso, but he gets out of the mech, so no more super for him. And this should very much end up being a draw unless we get a miracle final goal.
Bounce back quickly, but after that, when the gadgets had been used up, when they weren't having as much success with the Meg, that's when it really started to be an issue. Just hitting some good shots early on, but now through comes this curveball, and they're starting to look great once again. Jeremy does get the kill, surely got to be traded out though, and that he is.
Weepy trying to slow down the progress from Alonso. Alonso shot away from being out of mech, but pops a gadget to heal up a little bit quicker. Finding some more connections. There's a ton of ghosts in the mix. Local finds a kill. Tom gets the trade. The spike super not really going to be doing anything there. But so far positioning seems to be favoring Leave No Witness.
Portox throwing some shots on the right side, looking to try to find some curveball connections, because the super right now would be quite useful in this goal face. Jeremy has that super as well, but through comes the Nita Bear. Need to stay behind it quite harshly. Otherwise, that super's getting a great super from Portox, blocking that whole goal off. They don't even want to try and get that one. Jeremy was flashing super, but there was no saving that.
Yeah, that was beautifully done by Leave No Witness. That spike super was the final nail in the coffin. A gadget from Jeremy finds one, can Todd score this one in, and he will find the timing just about. But he gets it done. And Level Esports, they even out the playing field once more. Another game that it's tied up 1-1. The previous one was a draw, but there's a bit more time here. And just a singular goal will be enough to decide a winner for this game of Brawl.
Well, Jeremy pushing down the side now, looking for a good, successful stun yet again. Ghost Shield should be running out shortly, and Loco can't get a bear to tank any of these shots. Not sure if that swing connected or not, but the pass to the mid. Todd's there, needs to get his super, but can he defend this? Meg grabs the ball, the knockback from coming out of the mech. Portox might be able to stop this one now. The slow comes in. Weepy just gets the shot round, and they're going to be
50 couple games.
Yeah, they really are. Going to see that early clay pigeon coming out of Todd yet again. And Weepy does get hit quite hard by the mech. Through the mid, going to be healing up. I think with the gadget for now, but Alonso needs to try at this mech straight away. Todd getting a hit and just manages to navigate his way up this left-hand side a little bit further, avoid some of these curveballs and get healed up yet again.
Yeah, Weepy missed his shield onto Todd, which is rather unfortunate for Level Esports, but Todd still has some great positioning. Needs to be careful of that spike super, and that should be enough to take his life away from him, but never mind, he survived. Instead, his Sportdogs that falls to Weepy. A stun coming through from Jeremy. Can't quite chain it, but Todd has super, and surely he should be able to score it in, but it's sloppy, it's messy, and it's not gonna work out for Level Esports. The stun makes a couple mechanic mistakes that are gonna be biting them back later on.
Did you not even break the wall with that super? Maybe it did a little bit, but I didn't see it when it happened.
Well, he had time to catch it. Like, he passed the ball to the player first. Just poor timing.
Yeah, tough stuff from Level now, though, but there's the super again, and this time it doesn't go in once more. Loco might be able to make a good push through here, though. Weepy's going to go down, and they're going to need a goal. They're going to need something to happen because they don't want it to be 0-0 again and finish things with a draw. Mech available from Alonso does get it in time. Todd not going to get it super. The pushing coming through, and Loco's cycle bear here. Throw another one out, keep Jeremy at bay once again, and that's got to be a walk-in, and it's worthwhile. Get some super back as well. His is more valuable than Sweepers, and he's even going to field another shot by getting the heal off.
Incredible stuff from Leave No Witness. Level Esports dominant so far in that game, but not able to convert, not able to actually secure any goals, and instead Leave No Witness now take the lead with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, Bruce was very dirty towards the end of that. Needs to try and get another one. Does get it, but only when Jeremy gets onto him. The shield's been provided to him. Double stun, but the big knockback takedown. Weepy's going to be able to pass this ball through now, and there's no stopping that. Todd grabs it, evens it out, and now just one goal for Level Esports to take this first set.
Good stop from Level Esports. Overtime looking more and more likely. A super from Sportdogs does not find the connection, so Todd is able to fall back. Actually comes back to the action pretty much straight away. He has a super as well, in case things get a little bit too scary. Shouldn't be too scared to use it here anyways, because destroying the walls is not going to matter. Overtime will do that regardless. Jeremy has this done as well. He's going to go for it. Connection onto Loco. Follow up onto Alonso. Jeremy is still alive. Gets the super through. And a beautiful...
Even scorelines, I will say, in terms of the statistics, but with that said and done, Level Esports, is it Level Esports, Level Up? I feel like I'm one of those two. I'm kind of losing it. Level
Esports. Yeah.
Level Esports. They took the first set. Ring of Fire on Hot Zone will be the next one up. And this is going to be the decider. It's going to be pretty much 2-0 if Level Esports manage to do it again. But Leave No Witness need to be able to take this one because this is the big turning point.
Yeah, it's very impressive so far from Level Esports because this is their second monthly final appearance, at least on broadcast, right? Where they went past the quarterfinals. And last time in March, they got swept. They didn't win a single set. I believe it was against Leave No Witness as well. Back then, FA Marruecos. But this time around, I mean, they've already won more than last time. So that's impressive enough. We'll see this 2 first pick from Leave No Witness here on Ring of Fire as Level Esports go for a penny. Now I have a second pick in a row to try to solidify that comp. Maybe pick something that pairs nicely with that penny. It's going to be the Lou, which is really not half bad here. Once you get those freezes around the zone, it's just really hard to retake control for your opposition.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, I do like the Lou here, I will say. As you say, when stuff starts to freeze, it starts to freeze and you're able to cycle it time and time again. You just can't let that happen the first time. You've got to be evading this as long as possible and not feeding them those supers. Stu, though, it's going to be one of those brawlers that can dodge quite successfully with the mobility that he does have. Obviously, the second pick now for Leave No Witness going to be coming through. We'll see what they do select. And I'm not really sure what I would kind of go for here. The bands... definitely some solid ones, and I believe we've actually got 6 bans as well, so it's quite heavy across the board.
Yeah, I just want to catch a glimpse of the draft from Loco's glasses as soon as, I think the camera is just a little bit behind time-wise, but as soon as it does, I want to see what the draft is going to be looking like. May actually have been some technical issue or something that they're back in the lobby now. We'll find that out soon enough, but his glasses coming in clutch to tell us some information there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing. You know, I said he's going to need them. It's a bit of a superstitious thing that he wears them and they get some wins, but obviously he lost the first set, still continuing to wear them just to help us see that they actually had an issue with the draft and they were back on that home screen. So at least that's a little bit helpful in our eyes. Some technical issues coming through between these two teams here. We'll get back into that draft shortly. And I imagine it'll have to be the same for the most part, as the draft seemed pretty good so far for Level Esports. They really won't want to change things up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like things were lining up quite nicely for them. They have a lot of momentum as well, you know, winning 2 games in a row. That first one was a draw, but I mean, they'll take it, you know. At the end of the day, they're looking like the better team in this opening set. And I don't feel like that draft was like crazily in their favor or anything. I think they just played a lot better and were more consistent. And even though they made some mistakes, it was still plenty enough to take down Leave No Witness. And if they didn't make as many mistakes, it would have been even more one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the draft does have to be that little bit better from the Leave No Witness. Like, I didn't really like the Mega All. As soon as it was selected, I was a little bit questioning, but I didn't think it was going to be as bad as, you know, as it was in the game. But the drafts weren't that one-sided anyway to Level Esports, because I like the Nita and the Spike lanes quite a lot. Obviously, they did have Shelly as well, which is always a helping hand in competitive Brawl Stars at the moment, and just on ladder as well. So it's going to be a good tell to see who is going to be able to get the better comp here, and see if Leave No Witness having a better comp is going to allow them to win this second set and even things out, or if Level Esports are going to be able to expand that lead. We'll be seeing exactly the same draft up until the point where we had those technical difficulties, and should be a little up next, and then we'll be back over to Leave No Witness for 2 picks.
You're absolutely right. So this is where the draft ended for us on stream. There's now 2 picks in a row for Leave No Witness to complete their comp, and obviously the final pick for Level Esports. So far, a surprising semi-final match was a very strong Level Esports showing up today. It's going to be Gus that follows up for the comp of Leave No Witness. We did see a Gus in the previous game. I believe that was on the side of Level Esports. It did quite well overall. Let's see if it can find similar success here on Ring of Fire, but then on opposing teams.
Well, Otis going to be the next pick from Leave No Witness here as well. I do kind of like that. They're going to be able to shut quite a lot down. But I mean, if Level Esports are able to get a good last pick, then I feel like I'm going to back their comp once again, because Lou is just too strong to ignore. Still stuff like Pam still on the board or anything like that. Tara we've seen played out here as well to some good success. Amber also still available as well with that slowing down fire, which doubles down in that mid as something that's going to be an issue for them to walk over. So we'll see if Level Esports do opt to go for one of those, and they're actually going to go for the Eve, ability to kind of levitate over the water and add a bit more ground to the mid.
Yeah, it's a pick we saw also earlier today on Ring of Fire in this region. I mean, it was in the east side of South America, but it seems like one of their more popular options when it comes to Ring of Fire, and it's an interesting one because we've seen in other regions some play of Eve on Ring of Fire, but not nearly as consistently as here in South America. Let's see if it works out better for Level Esports than it did for whoever picked up Eve earlier, because I don't think that was very successful, the last Eve we saw here on Ring of Fire.
Well, we'll see if they do any better this time. Alonso gets a great shot off and another follow-up as well onto Weepy off the start. Really, oh, and another 3 for 3 so far. Does miss that one over on top, but here's 4 for 4 on Weepy. Beautiful stuff from Alonso. He's playing flawlessly, gives the shield over to the right as well, and this is the start that Leave No Witness wanted.
Perfect gameplay there from Alonso, single-handedly pushing Level Esports back to their spawn. And Gus isn't exactly a duelist kind of brawler. He's very much a support brawler. And don't get me wrong, he can still win plenty duels, but to get so many shots to connect so early on is incredibly impressive. And Leave No Witness, I mean, they truly are not leaving any witnesses this time around.
Yeah, this Alonso is a machine. He's just hitting shot after shot after shot, and this might be an 100-0 game. Jeremy's trying to make a break round the backside, but not making it anywhere. Shield provided to Loco once again, and that should be another kill onto Todd. He's going to go for the burn down damage in the final shot. 90% now, and they're looking to try to keep it a clean sheet. They have done so far, and that's going to be 100-0 as Leave No Witness. Perfect game.
Fire, where, I mean, Level Esports may as well have stayed AFK. The result would have been the same.
Well, heading into this game now, it seems Weepy's done already better. 3% on the board. This is a win for Level Esports as it is, but now Alonso's starting to hit some more shots, pushing them back that little bit further. But Jeremy just trying to pinch into the mid, and this is actually a much, much closer game already as the fat splat is forced out on the left-hand side. Keeps Jeremy back a little bit further, but Todd versus Loco, definitely a closer match as well.
Percentage-wise, it's much closer, but the fight in the mid is pretty much over for now, and even the Witness are the winners of that encounter. Jeremy getting pinched heavily. Is able to survive for now. Bit of a poor gadget there from Portox. Jeremy able to go back for a flank, and with the crossfire was Weepy, it's going to be resulting into a kill. Loco is in trouble as well. Might just be happy taking down that mortar and repositioning. So far it seems like he just wants to hold on to that position. Todd gonna go for a gadget, and yeah, obviously that's gonna be a free kill onto Loco.
Yeah, great stuff here. Well, they're gonna have that mid control yet again now, but they are still just that little bit behind. Loco's pushing back onto the zone, but that super is gonna be great for Weepy. Actually, he's gonna hit twice and push back. Only one more shot and he'll be going down. Super coming across the nice mortar shots. Loco's going to go around this left-hand side, though. Jeremy places that super. That's going to be quite influential if it does pop, but Loco's trying to stop it. 5 HP, and it does go off. That's nightmare for him. But during that, Alonso did reclaim that mid a little bit more.
It's nearly even now. What a contrast between Game 1 of Hot Zone and Game 2, as Level Esports now actually overtaking the lead in the second half of this game. As Alonso is going to be shielding up Loco, and he hasn't been able to get as much value this game as he did in Game 1.
Yeah, just trying to claw this lead back now. Weepy's down to one shot, and Jeremy cleans up that left-hand side. Now there should be some mid-control back in the hands of Level Esports, but Alonso's playing it so well. Got the shield available as well, and provides that to Loco. Surely going to be able to go on a tear down this left-hand side. And now, it's very back and forward in terms of percentage, but even a Witness slightly inching towards this control that little bit more.
And Loco is going to be dashing around on the left, but Jeremy is able to predict his movement quite nicely. Level Esports back in the zone, only a couple percentages behind. The mute onto Weepy should create a little bit of space as he gets stacked up as well, but Level Esports back in the lead now. Dashing from Loco. Portox also low HP, but Todd is going to fall. It's only Jeremy left alive, powerless in this situation as Portox claims the final kill. Final 2 kills, as a matter of fact, and leave no witness.
Just dwindling a little bit. They didn't seem to have that same energy in the second set as they did the first.
Crystal Arcade is where we are heading next, and this is going to be the chance for one of those two teams to take the lead once more. Is Level Esports going to be able to recover from that pretty tough Hot Zone set they just had to go through? Is the momentum for Leave No Witness going to be enough to take back the lead? Let's find out, as Nira is going to be our opening pick for Leave No Witness as they band out Squeaks2 and Max. Lots of mobility out of the mix. We'll see a Griff first pick from Level Esports, and they also banned both Max and Stu, but also added Shelly to the mix.
Yeah, well, Ruff's going to be the pick from Leave No Witness here. The second one, and I do really like it. I like the Ruffs, I like the meter, great side lanes, whereas Griff, definitely a South America pick. It's just a part of that South America meta that we've been talking about. But B going to be the last pick of Leave No Witness, and I think that's a great pick as well. The Nita, the Ruffs, great lanes, whereas Gus, I imagine, is going to be playing through that mid against the B, so we'll see what second lane Level Esports do choose to take. Maybe something like a Carl might be a solid pick, he'll be able to pierce through the sandbags, pierce through that bear, and it might even force out that Meteor star power from Ruffs.
I like the comp here from Leave No Witness. Again, Griff, not necessarily the brawler that we see the most in general, but it's the second time we see it picked in the matches I casted, at least. So that is quite interesting from Level Esports. They'll go for a Spike final pick. Not sure why, to be completely honest. I mean, it's fairly rare in general to see a Spike last pick, But when you're not facing any tanks, I feel like it's maybe a bit of a missed opportunity to, you know, find something a bit more suitable. I feel like something even like a Sprout could have done fairly well on lane here, considering the B and the Ruffs can be quite vulnerable to it.
Yeah, it would have been a good option. I still think Carl would have probably been the best pick.
Yeah.
We're flying hooks towards them as well, and it's really difficult for me to see why they'll have gone for Spike, and it might just be, yet again, South American meta that's that little bit better, but it will outrange both Nita and Ruffs, and it does such a good job of just being able to move that pickaxe around the walls as well. Portox and Loco trying to pinch down Weepy here, and even Alonso joining the party too.
Well, so far, the Spike pick not exactly working out as it goes down. Jeremy also knocked back by Alonso. Alonso has wall break now as well, and he's going to be opening up the walls on their side of the map to remove those aggressive points where Level Esports could try to use that cover in their favor and keep Leave No Witness away from the mid. I kind of like that idea, to be honest, because there's quite a bit of outrange across the board here in favor of the B, and needs to be careful, but he does get that pickup. That's Shem 8 now in their pocket, and with another one spawning right about now, Leave No Witness are literally just one away from a countdown.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like they're dwindling, especially after that last set. We saw 100-0, and now we're seeing 10-0 in terms of gems. Don't really look like they're going to be able to get very far trying to get this reset either, as Jeremy's going to fall, Todd's being held back, Super's going to be dropped on him as well, and he doesn't even evade that. Portox looking for the kill, but he throws a Super there. He's not going to do anything on the offense. Weepy slowed down, and that's a game to Leave No Witness yet again, and they're just running away with it now.
Experience and maybe even punishing some of the confidence that Level Esports built up.
Back again for game number 2 of Crystal Arcade, seeing if we're going to have the same result or if Level Esports are able to put up more of a fight. Loco, though, so far seems to be more of the same story in the mid, and the lanes definitely going the same way too.
Yeah, it is very interesting how versatile Leave No Witness players are. If you think about the fantastic Gus performance that Alonso had earlier, and now we see Loco on the B, it's brawlers that quite often would tend to be played by the same player, since it is the same sort of sharpshootery sort of mechanics. But it is going to be Loco this time around, doing pretty much just as good as a job as Alonso was doing in Hot Zone, and was a very dominant position in the mid. Weepy being chased down by a bear. It's looking like pretty much the same story as game 1.
Yeah, they kind of need to 3v1 the bear there. The bear was 2v1ing 2 of the Level Esports players, which is never a good sign. Slowdown coming on to Weepy now as well. Going to have to use the shield himself to try and stay alive, but he's not even going to do that. They're kind of accepting defeat at this point. Alonso and Loco just really playing with the food right now, and this is going to be yet another 10-0. We saw 100-0 in Hot Zone and 2 10-0s in the gem grab. Much better.
Yeah, I feel like we're seeing a bit of a lack of adjustments on the side of Level Esports, where there's possibilities of lane swaps or lane stacking early on, and we just don't really see any sort of answer. It feels like they lose the game and then they try pretty much the same strategy, which just, you know, you can't really expect a different outcome if you are having the same strategy. But regardless to that, shooting start for set number 4, and already an early Eve pick once again. It is a map where we do occasionally see some Eve, but again, not so often anymore, and even more rarely as a first pick, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Eve, I'm not convinced by it, and we weren't really convinced by it in that Ring of Fire game either, but it does have that ability to levitate over the water, jump over some of these walls as well in the right moments, and even jump out of certain situations. But Sprout, Gene, to me, much better picks in my eyes, but we've seen Leave No Witness make some things work. But technically, when their draft wasn't great and when we didn't think their draft was that good, they did lose that first set. So maybe we could be heading on to a set number 5 here if Level Esports can make something happen with the draft they've got at the moment. But we can't count them out just yet. They do still have 2 picks, and they might be able to turn this draft around.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like Eve's best sort of matchups would be against, you know, something like a Gene. Like, it could be a lot more worse than that, is what I'm trying to say. I like the Grom. I think I might even prefer it to Sprout at the moment on Shooting Star, but both are absolutely fine options. But at least they have a thrower on their side. Are we going to see something like a sharpshooter, maybe? I would have suggested a Max with this comp, but they ban it out themselves, so that's going to be out of the question, and they will go for the Gus. So I'm not the biggest fan of their comp. I prefer the comp from Level Esports, especially with the RT now added into the mix. It seems a little bit more balanced, a bit more traditional, and usually those sort of comps that are a bit more classic, they tend to be because they've been successful.
Yeah, I mean, they did make up for what their comp started with, right? Like, I wouldn't first pick Eve ever on this map. It probably is one of Eve's better maps, but still, when some of the stuff's open, probably wouldn't be my first pick, but I feel like they made up for it that little bit more. You know, Grom's very, very good in the mid here, and if you're playing that Eve and Gus down those lanes, then they definitely have a bit of a chance, especially with the shield that Gus can provide. Not really any aggressive brawlers that pairs well with that shield, but you can keep some of your teammates alive.
Let's see how that fight for the blue star is going to start off here, as some nice tags from Todd will keep Alonso at bay, and it is going to be Todd to pick up that blue star. Level Esports ahead by 1.
Yeah, just some shots being thrown out by Todd now, trying to keep Alonso back, but if anything, Alonso just needs to try and get rid of this grass that Todd's going to be hiding in for pretty much the entire game. Now, has this super wall available for Todd now, but it seems like Leave No Witness are slowly but surely pushing them back into the spawn, and at a certain point, they won't be able to go any further back.
Alonso a bit aggressive on the right side, but so far not really punished. Looking to find some angle onto Jeremy, is able to tank him up, and Alonso shouldn't be too far away from his super. Nearly takes down Jeremy. Instead, it's going to be Loco that gets that kill. Portex jumps away just for safe measure. And Alonso, if he can get his super, that could be enough to get a free kill.
Yeah, that's something they've got to be scared of, but now we're seeing Todd cycling out his gadgets, and a flip of fate here, as it now seems that Level Esports are the ones with all the control and Leave No Witness are the ones retreating. Maybe they should have tried to keep that control and not push back, but Vengeful Spirits, only one of them came out and one of them went towards Loco. It did make a connection and brought him kind of low. Wall down on the left-hand side. That should see Alonso just moving over and taking that lane and allowing Portox to just rotate over.
Yeah, Jeremy missed his pull onto Loco, which is quite huge. That would have been enough to turn that lead around easily. It was 2 stars in their favor, but it's not quite going to be the case here. Now suddenly there's not as much utility left here for Level Esports to work with getting into that retake, as Leave No Witness only need to hold on for another 10 seconds, and that would be match point in their hands. Jeremy shouldn't be far away from Pool. He does unlock it now, but it's going to be another whiff, and not even close, really.
I'm not sure if the wall just tanked a couple of them. It was very, very hard to see in that closing second, and honestly, I wasn't looking at the timer. I was looking at what was going on. I thought they were going to get the trade, but actually, Level Esports did come out on top, and now only 1 game off of set number 5.
Yeah, I was looking at the right-hand side because there was a gene pool. So it was a little bit all over the place there. A lot of individual fights as well, rather than a big, massive final brawl. But again, the blue star going to be picked up by Level Esports, and Leave No Witness. They need to get back into the action.
Loco's pinned in there, can't get anywhere out, and that's the gadget, gets the finish off, but Alonso trying to avenge his teammate, but Jeremy going to get the pull. Great tank there as well. Wonderful stuff from Alonso. I thought that was just going to be a hit and a man down, but did manage to survive it, and Jeremy's very low now. Loco got to find the finish off, but can't quite do it just yet. Regardless, Leave No Witness getting this control back nicely.
Nice pickup from Jeremy onto Loco. Alonso is low HP as well and forced back. Nice tag from Weepy onto Portox. A follow-up and the gadget from Weepy to claim that kill. So far, everything is going the way of Level Esports as they're getting closer and closer to that 5th and final set.
Yeah, they're going to need a team wipe now as well, and possibly even a little bit more after that kill. You see that little pets being placed down there, but the pull is beautiful and actually hits this time. Loco gets a few connecting shots, but it's 11-0, and we're going to need more than a team wipe now, I believe, and actually a team wipe will just about do it, but I don't know, like, the chances of getting this team wipe. 30 seconds left. Jeremy needs to go now, needs to get the shots through, and the super and the shot do finish it. Todd looking to be hunted down here. They get the kill. Weepy is going to survive though, and has got this legs drop form, so don't really want to regress too much on him, but they've got time to bring this back here.
Yeah, Todd has a wall. He's going to have to use it very strategically. Nice jump from Portox to stay up and participate in that final fight. The wall is going to be on the left-hand side, just making it a bit trickier. Another kill. It's 2-star difference, but no final kill here for Lee.
With the amount of multi-files they've got in their bag. We are going to be decided on Kaboom Canyon in Heist. This is going to be the 5th set, so no more after this one. Whoever wins this set goes on to face Raconic in the finals.
Kaboom Canyon coming up. the land of Collect and 8-bit. Not as much today as it once was, but the Collect will be banned already. I saw it on the left side of the screen. Loba is going to be the first pick here from Leave No Witness. It's no stranger to Kaboom Canyon, but Brock is definitely a pick we've seen much more often. Just easily break open your side of the mid, which gives you easy access, first of all, for early mid control, but then also, well, it removes cover for your opponents. It can be very valuable. We'll see the 8-bit on their side too. The Eve is going to be banned this time around, and I mean, I think I like that ban just for the fact that I don't want to see any more Eves today, because it hasn't looked all that good so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're banning Eve because, you know, they think it's good, or it's just too much of a temptation to pick it if it's on the table. So
yeah, maybe they thought it was time to pick, you know.
But I do like the body. I think that's really good. But we saw, you know, a circumstance with LEVElx, not LEVElx, 8-bit in South America East just a little bit earlier on, where 8-bit just dominated so hard. The TP's up, and it was actually on safe zone, a completely different map. But we know the damage that this is going to be able to output if it's paired with the Brock in this damage booster. We're going to see Shelly coming out from Leave No Witness. I really like that pick.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it might struggle if Todd and Weepy do an incredible job at landing those shots with Brock and 8-bit, or of course if they end up swapping that brawler with someone else. It doesn't really matter. My point is, it doesn't quite have the same amount of range, but if it gets up close, and it can definitely dodge Brock shots, for instance, very easily, it can be a terrifying idea here for Level Esports. They're going cold, so they want to open up that map, remove every single bush, and just play range.
I mean, if they get unsafe even for a few seconds, it can be gone at this point. The DPS that this comp can put out, especially with the damage booster, it's very, very dangerous. And you can't blame them really for going this much wall break. They need to get rid of all this grass, because not only is Shelly very fast in terms of her actual name of her speed is very fast, she's going to have the speed boost thanks to the gear as well in this grass if it still remains. So I kind of expect Jeremy and Todd just to try and get rid of it, and then just keep control and have that one burst onto the safe.
Absolutely so. And I mean, even without considering speed boost, the speed gear, sorry, going into that boost is going to make it harder for the Brock to hit his shots. And so far, Loco is already closing the gap. Jeremy is one shot, and Loco will fall back. But so far, mid-control seems to be in favor of Leave No Witness, which is a bit unusual when usually you have mid-control when you open up that hole on your side.
I mean, Loco is just so fast in these bushes. Look how fast he can move. He can be reactive instead of proactive with these dodges. And now he did get knocked to the pit, but still has that band-aid. Down goes that booster, and it's actually going to be giving it more of a radius rather than giving some speed, and I actually don't know if I like that too much. We'll see this place down now, and only 2% damage has been dealt, make it 3, but we're seeing some kills come through, and that booster now is going to go down, and Portok's going to have just a few shots on safe to get that lead extended a little bit more.
Yeah, the super from Jeremy not really going to find all that much value besides removing a couple bushes. An aggressive damage booster from Weepy, which is not going to last for very long, and since they didn't really get any kills from it, it's a bit of a waste of a super to me. Loco was the pickup onto Todd, and chance here to let Alonso just rain havoc across the map, finding a kill on the right, getting some damage onto Jeremy as well. Jeremy's one shot. Portox will take him down. This is a stomp and a half here in favor of Leave No Witness, and even though they've had the entire map under their control, it's only a 31% lead.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is something I hadn't really thought about. How are they meant to hit shot? Like, they're just not hitting anything, especially on Loco, and Alonso's just stood there dealing damage. Loco's just holding the right-hand side. You don't see him overextending. You don't see him doing anything stupid. He's just doing what he's meant to do, and it's just perfect.
Alonso was another ego available. It's not going to last for very long, even with the gadget. But Leave No Witness are still steadily in the lead, and they don't need to finish off that save. They just need to prevent Level Esports from taking any sort of map control again. And without a doubt, Level Esports are going to need some changes getting into the next games, because a match point is looking more and more likely to be on the horizon, even though there is a little bit of a team wipe here. Or nearly, as Portox does survive, and he finds a kill on his way back as well, and Whippy's not going to get past the mid. Leave No Witness with a strong statement here, unlocking a match.
opponents, but the ones they lose have been very, very close. In my eyes, they do deserve to be winning this one, but it's just down to Level Esports leaving Shelly so far open. A triple left side here. Ambitious from them.
Well, they needed some changes, right? Don't think that was the change,
yeah,
but it was worth the shot.
I'm honestly not really sure if it was worth the shot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean...
it was a worse start than the last one, but at least they haven't taken as much damage early on this time. Loco's just making the move down the side as well now, and he's just completely walking over them. Going to see that turret being placed again, and it's probably going to go down just as fast as it gets placed at this point. Loco's still alive, and the rest of them there as well. Jump comes in from Portox, so he's just going to go for damage, not even going to try taking the opponents down.
Yeah, Alonso as well, just making sure he gets as much value on that save as possible. He's actually going to go for some duels at the end of the day. And I mean, he wins one, might even take down Todd, but Todd has some nice movement there. It's going to be low HP, and Portox is able to find a connection onto Jeremy as well. Portox probably just wants to get close enough to his super to get to that save. We did see a Rocket Rain onto the red save, and at last, Level Esports gets some damage on the objective. But it's only 20%. They're still 22% behind Level Esports, behind Leave No Witness. And so far, there's no real signs of catching up just yet.
Yeah, Portox looking for another jump as well. Super going to be used by Cole. Actually did catch up with Bonnie thanks to that slow movement speed, and with a minute on the clock, this game could be done quite fast if Level Esports get on safe, and they do. That's just a Brock Super and one clip from Colt, and already 31% damage done, but Loco's making the move. Super going to completely miss, and he's going to need Weepy to come back and help him, and Band-Aid activates. They clean up top, and now this is going to be more damage for Leave No Witness, and Jeremy still can't hit him.
Leave No Witness still very much in the driver's seat. Level Esports was not a lot of wiggle room at this point. 40 seconds left on the clock. They are finding some kills here and there. Portox goes down. Loco is back from the dead though, and he's closing the gap quickly on that right lane. Alonso is low HP. Jeremy's gonna clear him out with a super. Nicely done by Weepy and Jeremy on the left hand side. They're gonna get a couple more connections on safe. Only 12% separating both teams, but it is still Leave No Witness with the lead.
Well, being added to now, Loco's trying to pinch around, get Weepy down, but another turret's tank as well. Loco gets the kill. Damage gear is activated. I think his Band-Aid actually just stopped the damage gear, but it's not going to matter anyway. 7 seconds left. Leave No Witness. Clean up shop. They're going to take the win. They're going to go on to the finals. Close game, but Level Esports are knocked out in the semis.
So much improvement from Level Esports. Some would even say they leveled up since the last time we saw them in the March monthly finals. They got swept by Leave No Witness that time. This time around, it's an incredibly close 3-2 matchup.